Alright everybody, welcome back to another video. Today it is Tuesday and I'm just trying out some new camera angles here and new rooms in my house to film in. But anyway, today we are going to read some intense stories about the Holocaust because that's just what I found for today. A few stories. And the first story is about a guy, about a tzaddik. Sorry, I keep on saying guy. You know, when you're supposed to say tzaddik, but that's just, we're doing free flowing over here. So this tzaddik's name was Rabbi Yeshua Heschel Mechantzin. He was a big tzaddik. And, this is the time of the Nazis and they lived in the ghetto. And it says over here that the Nazis did not let them daven, I guess in a minyan, in the ghetto, or they didn't let them daven at all. So the Rebbe himself, this guy, this tzaddik, Rabbi Yeshua Heschel, he davened b'yechidus. Right, in his room. One day, the Nazis were doing random searches in the houses, to find people, whatever it was that they were searching for. And the Rebbe was in the middle of davening. He was major Slavos in the upper worlds, and the people in his house came to him and they said to him, Rebbe, the Germans are coming. But he didn't think at all. He didn't care at all. He just kept on davening and doing his avodah. And when they came, when the Germans came and they saw a person, wrapped in a tallis, they lifted up their rifles ready to shoot him. Right? They saw a guy doing Jewish stuff, they wanted to shoot him right away. But then they saw that his face was shining and his face looked like the face of an angel. And they got very scared and they were like, this is a man of God. And they bounced out of that place as fast as they can. So after he finished davening, the Rebbe asked, what did they want? Why did they come? Why did they bother me during this davening? Right? Because he didn't even really know what was going on. He had no idea who really had come into the room. And because he was in such dveikis that he didn't know what was going on at all. And and they told him what was happening, and the people, his family members, they begged him that I don't know why this, but they begged him that he should shave off his beard so that they wouldn't, I guess, recognize him. I guess if he was walking in the street after and the Nazis saw him, maybe they would kill him, or whatever it was. They want him to shave off his beard, right? And the Rebbe was like, no way. He grabbed his beard with two hands, right? And his beard was white, and he said, all my days of my life, I was noig, to have a beard. Any hair that fell out, I put in a Gemara or a Sefer Kodesh, right? And now what? Because of the Nazis, I'm gonna go shave it off. He said, it ain't gonna happen. Right? I don't know what I would do, but beards are it's a serious thing. You don't just shave off your beard. So, anyway, the story continues that the Mifaked Hagermani, the captain of the Germans, who was standing outside, he heard that there was a Jew inside, an old Jew that was not able to go, by himself, right? I don't know how that happened, but I guess he was old or whatever. I guess he was also old, and he davened, whatever. But they heard that he couldn't walk by himself, or he was old, or whatever. The Nazis did not like old people. So he told one of the soldiers, one of the German soldiers, to go inside and kill him. And the soldier went inside, but when he saw the face of the Rebbe again, shining again, Hadrus Panim, he got all shook, and he says he has a very holy face. He has a very holy face. I can't shoot him. And he went back outside. So then the Germans called the Jewish people to take him outside. Right, and they went inside. I guess there was like this Jewish police, the Anshi Militia of the Jews, Kapos, I don't know, whatever. I'm not like a Bucky in these avodas. And they went inside. Two Jewish officers went inside to get the Rebbe. And when they saw who they were talking about, they started crying and screaming. Like, this is where we're at. This is who we're going to take out to get killed right now. So they obviously did not want to do that. But they couldn't do anything. They had to follow the orders. And when it was apparent to Rabbi Yeshua Heschel that they were going to take him outside, he stood up and he dressed in Bigdei Malchus, royal clothing, in a silk kapata and a gartel and everything, and he took his talis and tefillin, and he would not give them over. He was ready to go out and die. Al Kiddush Hashem. And since they took him outside and they brought him into a hospital in Sosnovitz, which they used as a place to send Jews to the camps. And they took him straight to Auschwitz, together with another big group of Jews, of holy Jews. And he died over there, apparently in Av, the 4th day of Av. And that's the story. It's pretty crazy, but he had a lot of, Azas to Kedusha to keep on going. And that's just the story. There's no punchline. It's just a simple Jewish guy who wanted to, serve Hashem. There's another story here, which is an interesting story which I read before, which I did not know, that the Divrei Yoel of Satmar, Rav Yoel of Satmar, was in the camps also. So he says over here, or he was, so let's see what he says over here. So he says that Rav Yoel of Satmar told over when he was in the city of Yerushalayim. He also, I guess, was in Yerushalayim before he went to America, on the nace that happened to him when he was in a death camp of the Nazis, Yimach Shemo, regarding his beard. These stories are about beards. So the Divrei Yoel would go around at that time with his face wrapped in a mitpachat, because he wanted to cover his beard, so that they would not see his beard and they wouldn't, chop it off. And at that time, there came a rumor that they heard that the Nazis were coming, that all the Jews were there, the women or whatever, and all the men, they were coming them to shave their hair. So they came and they shaved the woman's hair, right? And everybody knew that they were going to also shave the men's beards and everything, and the Rebbe's beard also, and they were going to come. So they went and they looked for scissors for the Rebbe, so at least they'll be ready for him when they say, take off your beard. At least they'll be able to do it without, Isser Deraisa. They'll use razors or whatever it was, because you're allowed to use a scissor to cut your beard. And he put the scissors in this little bag that he had. What's it called? But he's like, I'm not going to use it. There's no way I'm going to use it. I'm not shaving off my beard. And when the Katzin, the head, whatever, the main guy of this thing, of these Nazis that are going to come and chop off the beards, and the doctor came to the Satmar Rebbe, it was already nighttime, and it was very dark outside, and they were going with them this electric light to see, right, to check the beards or whatever. and they checked the Rebbe's beard. And the doctor asked the Rebbe, why is he covering his face with a mitpachet? And the Rebbe said, Shedover zeh yesh lo inyan im haznayim v'hapeh. Like he has some inyan to, with his ears and his mouth to cover it, whatever. And the doctors told him to take off this piece of cloth. And when he took it off, they saw that he had a beard. And the commissar, the katzin, shined a light on the beard. And the doctor looked at it and he said, no, this is a clean beard and it could stay. And the Divrei says, when he said this story, he said, I have no idea what happened until this day, why he let me keep my beard. Because that's a crazy story. All right, one last story over here. There are witnesses who tell over the last moments of the life of the Rebbe of Pevanitz, Harav HaKadosh Rabbi Nachum Mendel Alter, who was killed and murdered in the camp in Treblinka. And these people saw his last moments of his life. The Rebbe fell at the feet of the Kapo and he begged him to bring him a little bit of water. And he begged and he said to the Kapo, I promise you, Olam Haba, if you give me a little bit of water, so this couple was like, okay, fine, Beseder, let me bring him a little bit of water. He's probably thirsty. But Rav Mendele, he did not want to drink the water. He had a different purpose at all. He washed his hands to do his last davening in the camp. B'kar b'kol gadol, and he called out in a big voice to all the Jews, Yehudim, let's do vidoy before we die. And the Rav Pasach Lahagid Vidoy B'Kol Nergash in a very moving voice. And all the Jews said everything after him. And they were screaming and crying. And when they heard them davening, the Nazis came and killed them all. And these are Jews, man. These were Jews in the camps. Unbelievable Mesiras Nefesh for, things that they did. Those are the stories of today. It's a little intense for a whole week, but always got to keep it real. So I hope you guys enjoyed, but listened, and we'll be back on Thursday with some more stories and things. Have a good day.